Hey everyone, welcome back to Balanced Basketball Academy. I'm Jordan. I was a former college basketball player turned trainer. And today we're taking a look at the training methods of NIKOLA JOKIC. And, that explains why I'm wearing this. It's a Halloween episode, guys. I'm gonna sound a little weird and nasally because I'm committing to the bit, but I wanted to dress up for this Halloween, so I'm dressed up as a Joker of sorts. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get going into this video, take a look at what NIKOLA JOKIC does right now. He's having a solid season so far, and, you know, is obviously one of the favorites to win MVP, as he is almost every year, and I want to take a look at what he does in his offseason in order to put him in that position. Guys, if you haven't already, please like, please subscribe, really appreciate it. I know about 60 to 70% of you guys who watch these videos are not subscribed, and I'd love to get you guys on board. If not, that's okay. Finish the video and see how you feel afterwards. Alright, let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to notice with this video is how high he keeps the ball. Now, Jokic is 7 feet tall, right? But when we start this video, right here, look at where he's catching it. Yeah, he gets the ball thrown high, but he catches it and keeps it high. Same thing right here. So he's going to dip a little bit on this one. That one's probably the lowest you'll see his dip go. He's keeping the ball high, right at chest height and above. And the reason why he's doing something like this is he's not only practicing his touch, right, because he's practicing his floaters and stuff with both right and left hand, but when you're a post player, especially if you're facing up against somebody who's smaller than you or undersized on a switch or on a double or something like that, a guard is taught to dig. They're going to dig the ball out of the post player's hands, because if they can get to the ball while it's low on the ground, they might actually have a chance at stopping the post player. Post players who can keep the ball high, keep the ball nice and strong, and then finish or make a play out of that become very, very valuable players. And people who can work without a dip when they shoot or when they catch on the post also become very, they have a distinct advantage. They have a couple seconds, and they're harder to block or steal. And he's also alternating between right and left hand, which is really great. You're going to have to, if you're in the post, more so than even if you were a guard, you have to be able to operate with both hands really, really well, because you're going to be shooting a lot more shots where you're going to possibly be utilizing both hands. A lot of guards will be shooting jump shots. You're going to be shooting with whatever your dominant hand is most of the time. I'm not saying guards don't need to be able to be ambidextrous when it comes to finishing, but post players even more so need to really have a super duper soft touch, because that's where the bulk of their points is going to potentially come from. Alright, so let's talk about Jokic's shooting form, because I really like talking about NBA players and their shooting form. I think it's one of the most, interesting things you can do, because everybody's so different in the way that they shoot the ball. And Jokic has the type of shooting form that I like to classify as, and this is an official term, it's a yeet, right? He throws the ball like a yeet. For those of you who are older and are not chronically online, a yeet just means that it seems just kind of like a whatever, I just have to throw it up kind of shot. The thing is that that's the way he's practiced it, so it looks kind of like a heave when it's really not a heave. And let's take a look at it. I think that would be, something worth our time. So you'll notice that he gets the ball really high above his head and actually right over his head. You'll notice that there are some players that will shoot the ball, I'll turn to the side so you can see. They'll shoot the ball like right in front of their forehead, and then they'll release from there. There's some people who will shoot right in front of their eyes. Those people tend to be, if you're shooting right in front of your eyes, you're going to end up probably shooting with two hands more often than not, just based on the way that goes. People who are shooting right at the forehead is a pretty good spot. What he'll do is he'll go here. He'll go above his head and then shoot. You'll notice, look at how far the ball goes back. Let me play it back again. Let me see if I can catch it at its utmost furthest. There. I missed it. Okay, let me try again. Guys, I have one more shot. I gotta lock in. There. It's right above his head. You'll notice that his knees are still bent. So his knees are bent and in a way where typically you'd see that sort of knee bend, the ball would only be here and then you would release. He kind of has a two-motion shot, and the two-motion shot is not necessarily a bad thing if you have a decent amount of strength, which he seems to, because, you know, he's NIKOLA JOKIC, and he probably has had a decent amount of strength for quite some time in his life. Considering his height and considering his build, he's probably been able to get away with a two-motion shot and be able to make it from pretty much anywhere he needs to most of his life. I don't think he's ever really been an undersized kind of guy. So having this two-motion shot where normally if your knee bend is like that, the ball is here instead of here, what ends up happening is his knees are going to extend first, and then his shot's going to start going. His shot's a little delayed from when his knee fully extends. Not necessarily a bad thing. Just not recommended for young players because it's going to probably limit your range significantly and make you a little less smooth when it comes to shooting. His goal, though, is not speed or smoothness. His goal is height and pacing. So when he does the shot right here, boom, the ball is going to be like 8, maybe 9 feet in the air. The chances of you blocking it are going to be very, very difficult. And on top of that, he has a great tendency to use his body to get angles, to get that shot off. And again, it's really hard to block the shot when it's all the way back here, as opposed to when it's right here, like the defender can get to it easier. It's so high up and so far back that, and also, we'll play this shot through. When he's shooting this ball, it's a little unorthodox. So a shot blocker is going to just be like, oh, like, is he, like, why is he continue to pull the ball back further? It seems a little like it's harder to time that shot than it is maybe for other people's shots who are a little bit more conventional. On top of the fact that it's so high up in the air that it's kind of like, well, good luck trying to block this. So he has an unconventional shooting form. It works for him. It works for probably the way he grew up in his body type. But as far as like teaching a young player to shoot, NIKOLA JOKIC is not the person I would look to. Oof, this is brutal. This last bit right here, this is really brutal. You want to talk about some exhausting plyometrics. This is not something that you could put in your daily routine, per se, because it's going to be really, really exhausting on your central nervous system. Not necessarily a bad thing to do, though. It's going to work on your explosiveness. It's going to work a little bit on that endurance as well, assuming that you're jumping with good form and you don't have like a knee valgus where your knees are, you know, caving inward, or varus where they're coming outward. It's going to be a good thing to do. And again, especially for somebody like Jokic, you know, who is not the most explosive player on the planet, working on some plyometrics is really a cool thing to do. Okay, okay. Oh, he's boxing now. Okay. Wow, alright, that's cool. Holding pads for a 7-footer is probably quite fun. That's not really that fun. I have worked as a kickboxing trainer, and I've held pads for a lot of people in the past couple of years. And there's only been one person that I've held pads for that has genuinely been like 7 feet tall. And I think the whole funny thing about it is again, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm not a short person by any means. But when you hold pads for somebody who's that much taller than you, you're just like doing this, like they're throwing jabs and crosses. You have your hands over your head. It's a great shoulder workout, but it is a little intimidating. So I can imagine that holding pads for Jokic would be fun. But yeah, oh, he's boxing, man. Let's go. Like, it's a great cardio workout. Like, let's, you know, be serious now. Boxing is great for cardio. It's brutal, it's fun, and a lot of NBA players like to do it just to kind of, you know, switch things up a little bit. But most of the time, they're not going to be, like, super serious kickboxers or boxers or whatever, because well, it's a different sport, and it can invite some injuries you don't really want to have. You're going to notice on this spin right here that he is protecting with his left hand as he's shooting with his right. This is a common thing. We've talked about this before on this channel. You can see the contest right there. If that defender was to cave in and try to block his shot or his layup, he's going to make contact with his left hand first. That's a foul. Then he might even hit the and one because he's protecting himself with that hand. That is like a really key thing that basically anybody should be doing, post, guards, otherwise. You know, when you're shooting those layups, obviously it's really pretty to do these scoop layups with your hand behind you and, you know, doing all kinds of fancy stuff, but keeping both hands around the ball and finishing with one, have the other there as kind of an arm bar. It's kind of a cheat code to be able to getting yourself onto the free throw line, because again, the defender is going to want to try and block your shot. They might be a little bit undisciplined. It only takes a little bit. They make contact with that arm. And, you know, depending on how hard they hit you or how much you sell it, you might very well end up with an and one. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the special Halloween video and you enjoyed some breakdown of Jokic and his workouts and how he trains and the certain type of stuff that he does that I think is pretty fun. Nikola Jokic is one of my favorite players. That's, you know, why I'm making this video, because, you know, I wanted to celebrate Halloween with one of my faves, one of the best in the league, one of the best in the world, and have a little fun with it, of course. So just so you guys know, the defensive video of players to watch is coming out soon. I have filmed it, I just have to edit it, but I wanted to get this video out first because Halloween is today when you will be seeing this video. So anyway, I wanted to say, guys, have a great holiday, have a great rest of your October, and if you're watching this November, welcome. It's good to see you guys. Like, subscribe, anything else, guys, it's just extra. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.